Hello and welcome back to Heads Will Roll Reforged. So we do have a quest to go on a walk around the countryside with Olivia, and I think that's probably what we're going to do, because someone actually said in the comments that she gets a little bit impatient, so we're going to just do that. Only to find them empty. After standing around for a few minutes, you realize that the wait might take long. Alright, so you can look around Olivia's room. I'm just gonna wait, I guess. Should I you know what? I probably should have just looked around, to be honest. As a well-mannered man, you ignore the opportunity to stick your nose where no one invited you. At least not yet invited. Olivia comes in after about a quarter of an hour. I apologize for keeping you waiting. Urgent matters, you know. We can go if you're ready. The next few hours you spend riding through the picturesque surroundings of Rennes. Olivia doesn't talk much about herself, preferring not to dwell on the details of her past and describing it only as a viscous swamp of dull everydayness. But she turns out to be a good listener, eagerly devouring your stories of war and adventure. The Duchess reacts so excitedly and enthusiastically to every little thing you tell that little by little you too are drawn into the stories headlong, almost reliving them in all their details. When you both get tired of horseback riding, Olivia unexpectedly asks you to teach her some fencing, complaining that she doesn't really know how to use the sword she carries with her everywhere. To your surprise, the girl turns out to be an incredibly talented student for a person who has never used a sword. Moving with impressive agility, she effortlessly dodges many of your blows, and even manages to put you in a dangerous position every now and then. Watching her movements, you catch yourself thinking that if it was not a training duel, but a full-fledged one, then Olivia would have, albeit small, but very real chances to defeat you. As you get more and more tired, a training duel between the Duchess and the head of the mercenary squad turns into an ordinary play fight between a young boy and a girl who briefly forgot about the adult troubles and worries on their shoulders even. The day quickly becomes to an end, and soon it's time for you to head back to the city. However, the impressions of those few hours spent with Olivia are left with you for a long time as a strange memory. A day full of laughter, fun, and light-hearted talk, instead of blood, death, and pain. A day when the war released you for a moment from its tenacious, bloody grip, released to show what your life could have been like if things had turned out differently. Relationship with her improved by 10, and there we go. Okay, so we actually did that, and now I can potentially go. I'm going to go over to the alchemist actually. Going to buy a handful of poison, just because I'm actually a little bit paranoid that we may not have the ability to make poison in the future. I'm pretty sure we will have the ability to do that, but I just want to make sure we have enough to get us to that point, if you know what I mean. So hopefully that's going to be enough. I do have enough inventory space this time, because apparently I didn't have enough inventory space the last time that we wanted to craft some things. So there we go, there's times 2, there's times 2, fantastic. Okay, so now let's go over to our inventory, and I'm going to actually get this out of there. The water skin is okay. Let's just unequip this. Unequip this and this. Let's do all of these poisons. There we have it. And I think what we'll do is we'll actually go on a scavenge. I think that's probably going to be the best idea. You get out of the camp and go to the surrounding forests to replenish your supplies. I actually should have equipped my empty vial, and that's something that I did not do. So I'm now going to miss out on a couple of things, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I mean, what can I do? You know, what can I do? I forgot to do it, so I'm now going to pay the price. So there you go. That's just how it is. Aha. Okay, I'm going to attack them, of course. There we go. Let's attack these bandits. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Let's do it. Okay, yeah, these guys are going to die relatively easily, or they should die relatively easily. Let's go for the body. Nice hit, good poison. And he is basically dead. He will be dead in just a moment. Let's do some damage to this guy as well. Or not, because apparently the 95% chance he had to block with his body armor was enough. And there you go, we did manage to do that, and he's going to die from the poison, which is actually fine. So there you go. With all the enemies dead, you can now loot their corpses. Okay, look, there's the literal torture mask. That is literally what I'm wearing. That is very funny. Alright, is there actually anything here that I really desperately want to take? No, there is actually nothing. Surprisingly enough, nothing. And I'm going to take a look at the inventory here. Let's just see if there's anything here that I need. No. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to craft some things. Yeah, medicine. Yeah, I understand. I know. Okay, is there anything else here? Yeah, we could potentially create some strong medicine, but I'm also thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the desert, you know? I think maybe one of the main things that we have to consider here is that maybe I want to get rid of all these, you know, bottles of alcohol. That might make sense. I don't know. I actually don't know. Anyway, let's just make some poisons here. Okay, apparently I can only make unreliable poison. Not sure if I really like that. I guess that's going to be fine, right? I guess that's going to be okay. I'm not sure if that's going to be particularly useful as we go ahead here, as we go forward. Kind of thinking that I will get rid of some of this stuff. Maybe it's not good. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a huge mistake by getting rid of this. But I'm going to do that at the moment just because we have a lot of water skins right now. We have potent medicine. One thing I do want to do is actually go over to the camp physician. I think I need to buy one of these antidotes. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be particularly useful, but I have so much medicine right now. So much medicine, so much everything else, basically. Okay, so let's go and speak to Olivia once again. You catch Olivia going through some papers. Seeing you, she immediately blushes and hastily and haphazardly shoves papers into a drawer and comes out to meet you. Awful glad to see you, as always, actually. You have done so much for the town and for me personally that I can hardly ask for more. However, I am forced to. With you being here, the course of the conflict was completely reversed. However, it would be too early to say that the danger has completely passed. Ruffin and Onar are still in the game and they are still strong enough to be a threat to the city. They must be dealt with, once and for all. I am not asking you to move out immediately. The last thing I want is for you to share the fate of my father. Time is my father, no, my husband. Yeah. Time is of the essence, so do not squander it. As long as Ruffin and Onar draw breath, both my life and the fate of the city will remain in danger. Alright, so yeah, we can obviously go and prepare for the assault on Onar's farm, the last stronghold of the rebels. And we can otherwise go over to Anna. Let's actually see. Okay, so she has nothing more for us. Let's see if Dupont has anything. Despite the two big victories you had over the mercenaries, Dupont remains collected and cautious on the verge of sluggishness. At first, when you bring up the need for an immediate attack on Onar's farm, Dupont tries to dissuade you, urging you to wait a little and arguing that the mercenaries are defeated and no longer pose a critical threat. Now that the city supplies have been substantially restored and the new defense forces have been assembled and hardened in battle, you don't need to rush. He says that it will be way more safe to allow mercenaries to act first and then catch them making a mistake, and they will inevitably make one since they no longer have the advantage, and any sortie from the farm's fortified camp will jeopardize them. While recognizing certain logic in his words, you, however, are already bound by the promise given to the Duchess to deal with the rebels immediately, and all that is left for you is to stubbornly insist that the townspeople need to set out as soon as possible. Dupont reluctantly agrees. However, he draws your attention to the fact that before attacking Onar's farm, it would be really beneficial to finally clear the outskirts of the city of the small squads of mercenaries that are still roaming the area. This will not only deny Ruffin any reinforcements, but also ensure the safety of the flanks during the impending assault. Okay, so he's given me another quest. Lower the mercenaries' forces index to 0. I have actually already done that, as you can quite clearly see. Right, so let's go and speak to him again then. You inform Dupont that you have cleared the outskirts of Rennes of all small mercenary squads according to his conditions. Hearing this, the commander of the guard once again expresses admiration for your actions and as a sign of gratitude for your help, offers you his shield. Nobleman's shield. I can sell that. There we go. Gonna sell that right away. This is actually something that someone said is really, really good because it actually increases injury chance. And I'm kind of thinking maybe we want to go for it. Do we want to buy it? I'm gonna buy it. Why not? I'm gonna sell this poison actually. I don't feel the need to really keep those things on me right now. And is there anything else that I really badly want to get? Is there actually anything I really badly want to get? I could potentially buy the mail armor as a, you know, as a potential backup or something like that, but I personally feel like that's probably not even necessary. Okay, is there anything else that I need to do? I could potentially train, but is there anything else that I need to do as in quests? Nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. Okay, so I basically just need to train now. That's it. I basically just need to train. Now, one thing I want to do, and I'm going to think about this. Should I put this on instead of this ring? Because even though this ring is absolutely fantastic, in my opinion at least, because it is literally going to, like in long battles, this ring is going to save you like no one's business. It's going to save you really, really nicely. However, in a boss fight, because I'm going to assume a boss fight is coming up, this is probably going to be extremely useful for us. So let's actually end up using that, or try to use it at the very least. And let's try and train a bit, shall we? Let's try and train a bit. So what should we go for? Can I go for more agility? I can. So let's go for some more agility here. And go for some more. Okay, I can't increase my attributes any further there. And a messenger informs you that Olivia wants to receive your briefing on the preparations for the assault on Onar's farm. She is expecting to see you as soon as possible. Okay, it's nice that they didn't force me into that immediately, because I obviously wanted to go to the bathhouse, and we can now go and speak to her. You find Olivia in a somewhat nervous state, a first since your arrival in Rennes. Something has definitely put her off balance. You wanted to see me, my lady? The messenger informed me that you wanted a report on the progress of our preparations for the upcoming march on the rebels' lair. Olivia gestures you to shut up. That's not the reason I summoned you. You have already more than proved your competence in military affairs, so I absolutely trust you on that front. More than anyone. The reason why I wanted you here has to do with another issue entirely. I'm all ears. Frowning and carefully choosing her words, Olivia starts talking. Any ruler worth their salt, truly intent on securing their throne, must have eyes and ears everywhere, sometimes in the most unexpected places. The unfortunate events of the recent months left me deaf and blind for a considerable stretch of time. But as soon as the safety of Rennes was secured, I immediately set about restoring my spy network, just in time to catch wind of rumors that evoke the utmost terror. On the road that stretches from Rennes' eastern gate, about halfway to Olivier's farm, there's a large wayside inn, a popular place merchants and caravanners traveling in and out of Rennes. Not so long ago, two highly suspicious guests arrived at the inn and were seen snooping around, asking questions about things they aren't supposed to know, and taking an interest in people they aren't supposed to be interested in. Those who are eager to talk, they pay with gold, and those who are not, they threaten with steel. They are here to kill me. I can feel it. Just tell me what to do, milady. Make them disappear, forever. I will deal with them today, milady. Just please be careful. If even half of what I've heard about them is true, then you can't even imagine how dangerous they are. And the quest is called Grace and Glory. Deal with the assassins hunting Olivia. That is really rather extravagant, isn't it? I'm actually really surprised about this. Okay, I guess we're just going to go ahead and do that. There's no real need for me to do anything else. Do I need to? Oh, I actually need to level up my guy. Okay, wait a minute. He's actually insane in terms of his... Wow, his cost is so crazy. I kind of feel like I should get some more potent Should I just... You know what? No, we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. I was kind of thinking about crafting some more potent medicine. Upon arriving at the inn, you follow Olivia's instructions and approach the owner, who directs you to two lodgers dining on the ground floor. You head towards them straight away, ready for anything, but what you see still catches you off guard. And then his wife storms into the room screaming, "Let him go, let him go." Oh, they're both women. Oh, okay, I understand. So I go like, "Sure," and I let him go. He goes flying straight off the balcony and plummets about 30 feet to the ground. Broke every bone in his body. Jesus Christ. This might be a little bit too callous, even by your own bloodthirsty standards. Excuse me? You're calling me bloodthirsty? Last time I checked, it wasn't me who burned the trading guild to the ground. Oh, here we go again. It was an accident, I told you many times. And who sunk that Spanish caravel along with its whole crew? I told them to surrender. They probably didn't even hear you because of the storm. What was I supposed to do? Get in a shouting match with the ocean? Alright, I let that one slide. But who cut the throat of Count Anjou's son? The old rascal had a dagger. Did his daughter have one too? She was about to call the guards. You're a monster, Grace. Maybe, but I'm the only one willing to work with you. Wonder what that says about you. Caught in the heat of their argument, neither of them acknowledges your presence. Ladies, they both turn to you. During the next several seconds, you find yourself thoroughly examined by two pairs of eyes. We don't do charity, boy. If you're after the leftovers from the table, then you can at least wait until we're gone. And if you expect to get some wine, then forget it. My friend's an alcoholic. She won't leave a drop. What the hell, Grace? What the hell what? You've been moving so much your hands are shaking. Can't hit a damn thing with that crossbow of yours in this state. If it weren't for that contraption the Venetians had made for you, your shooting would be absolutely useless. Her partner opens her mouth to retaliate, but you manage to beat her to it. Who are you? I am sent here by the Duchess Olivia to inquire about your occupation and the nature of your business in these lands. Well, one could say that we're doing the dirty work for those who want to keep their hands clean. What's that supposed to mean? We're paid for finding people and delivering them to our employer, usually alive. But lately there's been a spike of mortality in our work, let's put it that way. Uh-huh. I can't wrap my head around why. So you're bounty hunters. Who is your target? You know perfectly well who it is. Olivier? That's right, the young Duchess. I have sworn to protect her with my own life, and this is exactly what I intend to do. Which brings us back to you. So far I haven't heard a single reason as to why my men and I shouldn't execute the two of you on the spot. You asked us about our target, but forgot to ask about something else which is just as important. Who's the employer? And that would be? The bounty on Olivier's head was placed by Avignon? Our young Duchess caught the attention of the Inquisition. Are they talking about Avignon right here, or? And nobody is dumb enough to stand in their way, right? I get it, loyalty and all, but those guys in Avignon really don't seem to suffer from any shortage of stakes to burn people at. And we don't have a shortage of steel either, so you might not even make it to Avignon. Makes no difference to us, really. Well, here's our proposition. Since the Duchess herself sent you, you must be, presumably, not an insignificant nobody in Rennes, perhaps far from that. So how about you help us capture and smuggle her out of the city? We, in turn, will guarantee that expressions like burned at the stake and wanted by the Inquisition will not be mentioned in your biography, if, of course, someone ever gets to write one, which we will not guarantee. And that's it? How is not being burned alive still not enough? What kind of person are you? Well, I'm afraid we don't really have anything else to add to our end of the bargain, other than a couple of crossbow bolts, but this might end up being a deal that you wish you'd never struck. My loyalty to the Duchess is not for sale. As you wish. A couple of crossbow bolts it is then. Alright, so we're going to go into a battle now. Okay, here we go. I'm very ready. I'm hopeful that I will not need the redstone ring. That is one thing that I'm hopeful that I won't need. Let's do this. Okay, wait a minute. They only have 45 HP. Is this right? They only have 45 HP. She has 96 stamina though. So that's obviously going to be quite exceptional. Let's see what their stats are like. Oh, we can actually just hit them straight away. Okay, yeah, they are basically dead almost immediately. We've also yeah, no, she's dead. She died. Yep, she died almost instantaneously. All right, okay. Wait a minute. What's happening here? Am I dying? No. Oh, whoa. Oh, wow. This crossbow right here. This crossbow is absolute insanity. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have some issues with this thing, that's for sure. Okay, poisoned, toxic, maimed, that's fantastic. Strength reduced, okay. She's gonna have to reload, which is absolutely fine. She's using... Oh, she didn't have to reload? Wait a minute, please don't kill my guy. Oh no, she's killing me right now. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. As long as you don't kill my guy, that is all that matters. Okay, let's just kill her now. There we go, she's done. Okay, fantastic. Oh, okay, right. So let's actually go and do this. What is this thing? A mechanical drum magazine for a special kind of crossbow. Can hold up to 6 bolts. Being quite a complicated contraption, it requires a lot of skill to use and maintain. This is insanity. What is this thing? An unusual mechanical crossbow of a very sophisticated design with quite a number of moving parts. Truly a state-of-the-art weapon. Alright, and we got another S-stock right here, which is actually quite funny considering I'm using that at the moment. And we'll take the rest. Okay, that's pretty insane. Having dealt with the bounty hunters, you return to Olivia. Oh lord, I've been so worried. Thank God you're alright. It's done, milady. Those two are gone forever. I always knew I could count on you. I'm surrounded by enemies, but somehow you're saving me again and again. This is for you. You've earned every coin, 1,000 florins. Now the treasury is officially empty, but to hell with it. Who else on earth am I supposed to pay if not you? There's only one thing left to do now. Strike the rebels right at their heart. And finally, put an end to all this. Move out as soon as you and your men are ready. As usual, I expect you to return victorious. Having bid farewell to Olivia, you suddenly recall the words of one of the bounty hunters, that the Inquisition had issued a contract to capture the Duchess. These two weren't ordinary assassins sent by ill-wishers or one of the rebels. The story seems to be more complicated. As you replay her words in your mind, you wonder whether you should have asked Olivia herself about this. I am actually intrigued, so I'm going to return and ask. Your questions cannot wait. You decide to go back to talk to Olivia. Upon entering her quarters, you notice that she has left. Should I look around? Let's look around. Alone in her quarters, an inexplicable urge overtakes you, compelling you to look around. The Duchess's private quarters consist of a series of interconnected rooms. From the spacious study, which seemingly once belonged to the Duke, you enter a smaller bedroom. At first glance, everything appears perfectly ordinary. However, out of the corner of your eye, you catch sight of a partially concealed door on the other side of the room. As you approach the door, you notice it opens onto a dimly lit corridor. Its stairs descending into the darkness ahead. Okay, wait a minute. Is this going to result in me actually dying right here? I'm going to go down because I'm intrigued. Step by step, you gingerly go down the stairs, lower and lower. At some point, the steps lead to a flat surface. After your sight adjusts to the darkness, you discern some kind of altar in front of you. What you see next is beyond description. Right, okay, so we have Olivia literally pouring blood on herself. Alright, well, I see. That's what we've got going on here. Whoa, actually, it's a lot of blood. It's a lot more blood than I anticipated. Alright. Would that matter? I don't know. Demand answers from Olivia? Yeah, sure, why not? Shaken by what you've witnessed, you intend to demand answers from her immediately. As you take a step towards her, you hear a rustle behind you. A monstrous blow lands on the back of your head, rippling through your entire body and leaving you unconscious. Okay, am I gonna die? Is that a failure state right here? Am I dead? Is this game over? Should I have turned back? I don't actually know. So what? Are you happy now? What the hell did you think would happen? Did you really think that I would let you stop me? Looks can be deceiving, Sir Fatigue. My skin is soft and my hands are not covered with calluses from weapons, but I have shed no less blood than you. I'm not proud of it, no. However, it is what it is, and you should have carefully thought about what exactly you were getting yourself into before you crossed me. But please don't judge yourself harshly. People always underestimate me, and you are not the first to fall victim to short-sightedness. So the accusations are true, all of them. We could have been together, you know. When you came into my life, I felt something real. It seemed to me that I'm able to breathe again for the first time in years. But for some stupid reason, you felt a burning desire to go and ruin everything. Why? For what? For the sake of the truth, I guess. Truth? Please tell me that you're joking. Justice too, maybe. Oh, so you're this kind of guy, for the sake of truth and justice. I see. Look at yourself. Listen to what you're saying. You're pathetic. I thought you were different, but you're the same as that fool, de Montfort. My eyes have been opened, and I would open yours too. We would have been happy. All you needed to do was not get in the way. But you couldn't even do that. You are a monster. Actually, you know what? You know what I actually wanted to do? I wanted to have a conversation because I actually thought it was a pretty cool cinematic sort of view right there, and I was just wanting to talk about it. Basically, that's all I really wanted to do. I didn't want to stop her or anything like that. I just wanted to see what she was actually up to and what she was doing. But oh well, never mind. And as she goes on here, maybe, but it's better to rule in hell than to serve in heaven. I have spent half my life as a good, God-fearing girl, pleading with God to ease the burden that has befallen me and my family. I prayed every day, not daring to deviate one iota from the words of Holy Scripture. I was an example of true piety, and what did I get in return? A father who was killed in the war, a mother tortured to death by bandits, and a baby brother who starved to death. Oh, and I almost forgot about the traitor sister who abandoned us and drove off to arrange her own life. What a nice reward for piety, isn't it? Therefore, there is no need to tell me about justice, truth, and God, for none of this exists. In this world there is only your own will. The will for a better life, the road to which runs over the dead bodies of the weak and stupid people blinded by their fears. I was hoping that you would stand beside me, and I would finally not have to be alone any more, but now I see who you really are. See that you are nothing more than a pathetic blind man drugged by your own fear, desperately trying to force yourself to believe your own lies. You are just another step on my journey. Goodbye, and thank you for your service to Rennes. Am I literally going to die here? With these words, Olivia departs, leaving you alone in the cramped prison cell. After looking around inside, you're forced to accept the fact that there is no way to get out on your own. The complete isolation in which you sit over the next 24 hours is interrupted only once, when the tough warder brings you a plate of cold pottage and a quarter of a piece of stale, moldy bread. To the question about why you are here and what awaits you, he responds with a crooked grin, and only walking away he answers, "Tomorrow morning you'll be executed." Realizing that there is nothing you can do now, you wait for a morning to come, secretly hoping for a miracle. And a miracle happens. At night, the men from your squad break into the prison, swords in hand. They promptly deal with the guards and release you. Reputation with the soldiers and squad members present, success. The road to freedom, however, is immediately blocked by a group of city guards who have heard the noise and arrived just in time. Okay, wait a minute. Do I have all my gear? I have all my gear. I have no inventory space, which is a little bit unfortunate. But that should be not too bad, right? That shouldn't be too bad. Okay, let's do this. Okay, well, yeah, as I say, I actually wasn't... Oh, yeah, I did not have the ability to heal myself after that battle. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, that is actually kind of unfortunate. All right, well, let's just do some damage then, I suppose. Let's go for the head here. Nice damage, nice damage. He is going to die almost immediately. Hopefully I'm not going to take any damage here. I have 35 agility now, which is, I think that's actually one of the best that I've ever gotten. I think that's probably the highest stat that I've ever seen. So let's hope that that's going to be enough. Let's go for the head again. Nice. Critical strike as well, which is hilarious. So that means he doesn't even have the opportunity to do anything. He's dead immediately. We are still gaining vitality, by the way. And that's it. There you go. Okay, search the bodies, I guess. Search the bodies. Oh, hello. Okay, we've actually got a visor right here, which could be maybe used. I'm not entirely sure if I've already used that helmet that I had waiting in my chest. I'm not sure if I've used it. Anyway, your people urge you to get out as soon as possible, so as to not waste precious time. However, before you go, you have an opportunity to look through the prison warehouse. Okay, and we're going to take a canteen here. I don't need the medicine, although maybe I should just take it just in case. Okay, oh, we got another one. Okay, wait a minute. Let me actually just see here real fast, because I am actually still injured. So, is there a way for me to cleanse my toxicity? Reduces toxicity by 10. Reduces toxicity by 40. I might be able to do it, actually. Because I have toxicity on myself right now for 20, I think. I think it's 20, so me using Antidote 2 is probably going to be good. There we go. And we should probably also heal ourselves. Let's heal ourselves a little bit. And now I'm back up to 154. Okay, that should be perfectly fine, right? That should be perfectly fine. So let's do it. When you break through the guards and escape out of the prison, it becomes obvious that you can no longer stay in the city. There are only 2 escape options, through the main gate or by sea. At first glance, the option with the gate seems much more attractive to you, since it is only a couple of blocks away, while the docks, on the other hand, are located at the other end of the city. But as soon as you remember that the rebels are waiting for you outside the city walls, the plan involving the gates immediately ceases to seem suitable. And when one of your soldiers reports that there are several ships at the city docks, one of which you will be quite capable of requisitioning, if I could speak, you decide to break through the whole city. While you are regrouping your troops and deciding in which direction to move, news of the daring escape of a dangerous criminal and a gang of his henchmen has already spread all over the town, turning it into a buzzing hive. And the bounty assigned to your head added not only the guards, but also plenty of urban adventurers to the number of your opponents. Alright, so I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. It's actually kind of weird because the time was not actually expired, if I recall correctly, right? I don't think it was actually ready, but yeah, okay. I don't even have the ability to heal my guy here, but hopefully he's not going to get hit. I could rotate him, actually. I could rotate him so that he doesn't die, which is probably what I'm going to do, all things considered. I probably will do that in just a moment. Oh wow, he did 66 damage right now. What level is my guy right here? He's got 48 weapon skill, if you can believe it. Wow, that's actually insane. Okay, let's do head here. There we go. He's dead, or will be dead in just a moment. There we go. Crossbow bolt, that's fine. I'm actually kind of, I was kind of surprised that our guy didn't die from the triple bolt crossbow, because that was insane how much damage she was able to do with that thing. Anyway, yep, he's just finishing them all off, and the poison's going to kill that guy, and there we have it. Anyone else? Nope, no one else. Okay, absolutely fantastic. Let's see, I can take this. Battle axe, spear. No, I don't really want any of this stuff. I'll take the lower jacket, I guess. After fighting through the upper quarters, you continue your way to the port, descending into the lower city. Alright, we've got another one. Wait a minute. Well, can I actually use my medicine on other people? I don't think I can. Which is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah, I can't actually do that. That's really unfortunate. Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the strong homebrew poison a little bit here. And, we're going to equip some of these other things. I've got 9 charges. I guess that's going to be good enough. Alright, let's do it. Okay, we're going to have to take out the guy with the shield first. And he's concussed. We're injuring them almost every single time. He's basically dead instantly. Look at that. That was insanely fast. And let's kill this guy now. Just go for the head. Basically, we can do 45 damage to the head now, so that's really, really nice to know as well, because if these guys have, 50 HP or above, then we're pretty fine. You know, everything's going to be working out real nice. And look at my guy. He's doing massive damage. He's doing absolutely massive damage. And there we go. That is going to finish him off. And that is indeed going to get me some more vitality. Wow, my guy is hitting 100% of the time right now, which is absolutely insane. And let's loot the bodies a little bit here. Okay, is there anything that is actually useful? These are not actually selling for much at all. I was kind of hoping for things that sell for a lot, but they're not. Having dealt with the guards and bounty hunters in the lower quarters, you get to the port. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Okay, so who's this? Okay, we got another one of these guys. All right, let's deal with him pretty fast then. There we go. He is basically dead. He's literally dead because my guy is also doing massive damage to him, which is just crazy. I need to be careful with this guy though, because I really don't want him to die. You know, I've spent so much money on leveling him up and everything, so I really do not want him to die if I can help it. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, he got hit by the crossbow there. This guy has a crossbow that's kind of annoying, so let's try and kill him as well. There we are. Nice. That reduced his accuracy and evasion, so that's wonderful. And the poison is going to kill him in a second as well, so that's fantastic. And, well, my guy is actually going to kill him, never mind. Yeah, my guy is just absolutely wrecking. It is hilarious how good he actually is. Let's see here, smoking. Do I want to get the smoking pipe? You know what? I'm going to take the smoking pipe. It might actually be good. Anyway, the last desperate attempt of Rennes' defenders to stop you fails. After breaking through the guards and knights, you successfully board a merchant ship moored in the port. Its team, though, is not very happy with your appearance on board, and at first even demands that you get off. However, you quickly manage to convince them, and soon Rennes is left astern. During the voyage, you think about your future and come to a conclusion that, after everything you've been through, you have zero desire to go back to quiet peasant life. And so you decide to continue your career as a mercenary, since the demand for them, considering the times, looks to be extremely high. By agreement with the sailors, you are landed in Paris, where you hope to find a new job for yourself and your comrades. Okay, so here's the thing. Basically, this is obviously where we ended up last time, when we went through the failure state of the mercenary thing. And technically, this is another route that you can take, because obviously I decided that I was going to investigate Olivia instead of leaving her alone. And from my perspective, I'm not entirely sure. I think we would have actually faced Ruffin. And that's probably what we would have ended up doing next. So that's actually pretty interesting in my opinion, because that means that the next time I do a playthrough, and if we get the French mercenary route, there are so many ways to play this game. It's actually incredible. But yeah, the next time that we do the French mercenary route, I'm not going to investigate Olivia next time, and instead we're going to actually finally fight Ruffin for once, because we never fight him for some reason. I don't know why we never fight him, but we never do. And my guy is level 15 now, which is pretty crazy. And I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. Yeah, my character is the strongest it's ever been. As you can see, he's the strongest he's ever been, and hopefully we're going to get even further. Hopefully. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.